Hello, my amazing artists. Are you ready to make your puppet? Well, first, we're going to fold our symmetrical square. Now, you may have done this before if you've ever made a fortune teller. It's the same exact idea. First thing you want to do is take a white piece of paper, take the corner, and fold it up to the other side. The bottom edge of the paper, this edge down here, should touch this edge evenly. So you want to make sure that it is even. You're trying to create a square. Once it's even, press down across the paper. Now, I'm going to turn it this direction, and you can see that there is a section of the paper where this one did not quite cover. We want to cut that off with our scissors. Of course, if you don't have scissors, you could always fold it back and forth and then carefully tear it. But I'm just going to use some scissors just to make sure my line is nice and straight. So I'm just cutting along the edge here all the way across. So I'm going to hold onto this piece of paper because I'm going to use it to make antlers and ears. If you want to add any embellishments to your design, make sure you hold on to this strip of paper. Okay, so now that I have my paper, I'm going to open it up and you can see that I've created a square. So my next step is to now fold it in half in the other direction. So it's been folded this way. Now I'm going to take this corner and bring it up to this corner. So just turn it like a diamond so you can see what I'm doing. And I'm folding this up. I'm going to line up my edges just like I did the first time, making sure they're even as best I can. And then once they are, I'm going to press down. Just like that. Now when I open this back up, I'm just going to make this crease a little bit more heavy so you can see it. I have an X in the center of my paper. That's what we want, okay? So now I'm going to start folding in the edges towards the center of the X. So I'm going to turn my paper back in this direction, and now I'm going to start bringing the edges towards the center. What I want is I want this bottom corner here to touch the center here. So I'm going to carefully fold it up and touch the center, and now press down, just like that, okay? I'm going to do that in all directions. So I'm going to turn my paper, take this bottom corner, fold it up to the center, make sure it's touching, make sure these edges are even, then I'm going to press down. Turn it again, take the bottom corner, bring it up towards the center, make sure everything's even and touching, just like that. Press down and then turn it one last time, and I'm going to do this last corner here. Bring it up, touch it, press down on all sides. And I'm just going to make sure these are nice and creased. Go around and just kind of press down on my creases. I have all four corners to the center. I'm now going to flip this over, and I'm going to do the same thing but on the back side. So I'm going to turn it to a diamond shape. I'm going to take this corner and bring it up to the center, just like I did on the front side. Bring it up, try to match my edges with that line right there. Press down, turn, bring up the corner, match my edges as best I can, press, turn, do it again, bring up my edge here, match up my sides as best I can. There we go. Turn, and the last one, bring it up, matching the sides, and press. And again, I'm just going to press down and make sure these are nice and creased. There we go. All right, now we have the basic folds of our piece, and you can see it is symmetrical. If I were to draw a line down the center, this would look the same as this side. I could draw a line in this direction. The top would look the same as the bottom. And I could draw a line from corner to corner. This would look the same as this side. So I have folded it correctly. Now I'm going to turn this into a hand puppet. So the way that you do this is you're going to use your thumb and your pointer finger to operate this puppet, okay? So I'm just gonna kind of fold this puppet in half like this. And when I do that, you'll notice these little flaps at the bottom kind of open up. So I'm gonna take my thumb and my pointer finger, slide it in on this side, and then I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. Slide it in the bottom. So I'm holding on to that part in the middle. Now I can carefully, this is where it gets a little tricky, I can carefully pinch my fingers together and start to bring these corners together. You may have to kind of push the inside so it doesn't kind of fold in until you get it so it is even like this. There we go, that's what we want, a nice star design. So again, you may have to push down on the inside of your puppet. Then you'll be able to move your puppet's mouth like this. Hello. So once you have your puppet, which is known as a hand puppet because you have to use your hand to move it, and once you have sort of moved it a few times to get the way it feels, you are ready to decorate it. Now there is another worksheet that shows you different designs you can put on your puppet. Now I want to give you some tips. Now you can always flatten this down and draw on this side, but things will not be where you think they should be. It's a little bit tricky to see where they're gonna go. So what I like to do is just leave my puppet together and sort of mark where things are going to be before I open it up and do my drawing. So I have decided that I want to make a reindeer. Now you can make any animal on that worksheet. You can make up your own animal. That is entirely up to you. I'm going to start by drawing the eyes of my reindeer in this area here. I'm going to kind of just flatten the square out. This is going to be where my eye goes, okay, right here. So I'm going to lightly make a mark where my eye goes. I'm going to try to turn this so you can see it. Just like that. My nose is going to go in the center here. So I'm going to make a little mark where my nose would go. Just going to curve a little line here. My nose is going to go here. Maybe I want to show where my pupil's going to be. This is why we want to do this in pencil so we can kind of plan it out before we open it up. I'm going to have a little bit of a tuft of hair right here. That's going to connect to this side. So that's the hair of my deer. The nose is going to come across and come this side, just like that. And then I'm going to have another eye over here. I'm going to mark that on my paper. So I have my two eyes and my nose. The bottom part of my reindeer, I'm actually going to kind of turn this a little bit so you can see it a little bit easier. Bottom part of my reindeer. I'm going to have the rest of my mouth. I'm going to have my leg in my hoof here on this side. And then on this one, I'm going to do the same thing. The rest of my mouth and a leg that kind of comes up and a hoof. So I've kind of planned it out. Now I'm going to take it and I'm going to open it up and I'm going to flatten it out. And you'll see why it looks so different on this side. So if you'll notice, I'm actually coming to my mouth, the eyes are on the top. So the eyes are here, the nose is here and here, and here and here for the mouth. So things get pushed off to the side when you draw them flat. So now I'm going to go back and I'm just going to kind of go over my design a little bit darker with my pencil before I do this with my black crayon or black Sharpie. Kind of check and see how well I did lining up my face. You definitely see that I need to fix this line a little bit. So I'm just going to kind of bring this in and mark it. This is why we always use pencil first. Okay, so now that's kind of even. That looks better. Now I'm going to make sure these connect on the top. So now I'm going to start tracing with my dark color, black color. Once you have everything colored black, just go in and erase any pencil marks that are stray pencil marks that would kind of show up if you were going to color your design in. Now it's time to color. I would suggest staying away from paint and keeping this marker, colored pencil, or crayon, just because paint's going to really wet your paper and it may not be good to do when you're going to be moving it a lot. It may rip your paper, tear your paper. So you can go in and just color in your design, and you're going to color this entire side, and then I'll show you what to do on the other side. Now I'm going to keep my eyes on the top, and I'm going to flip my puppet over just like this. So the eyes are still on the top, okay? Make sure that's how you have it. Now, we're gonna color this to be like the mouth. So the left and the right triangles are the inside of the mouth, and the top and the bottom are gonna be the same color as the fur. Left and right mouth, top and bottom fur. So go ahead and color the back. Now you don't have to color this part of your puppet, but you can if you want to, but you don't have to. All right, so now I'm going to fold my puppet over, put my hands back in the back side of my puppet, bend it together. Remember, you have to kind of carefully push that down as you do it. And if I do this, I have my puppet. Hello, hello. I can even put some tape here or something to prevent me from moving my puppet this way, because that just doesn't look quite right. And only move it this way. Now, if you want to add to your design, you can take that scrap piece of paper and you can add embellishments to your design. So there are some examples on the little worksheet of doing ears or antlers or horns or even feet that stick out like the giraffe. That's up to you. I'm going to make some antlers on here and some ears for my reindeer. And there I have it, my puppet made by using symmetry. I can't wait to see what kind of puppet you create. Don't forget to take a picture and upload it to the Google Classroom. And if you want to, you can even take a video to show instead of a picture.